So why is it still considered the foundation of data protection? Encryption just being the foundation of data protection.
Yeah, because encryption solves one of the biggest challenges in the cybersecurity. It makes the stolen data useless. And you think of it like sending important letter in a language which it is unreadable. So only the person you are sending it, that person can decrypt it and and then see the original data. So this is the reason the encryption has it has stood the test of time. So that is it is effective across almost every situation. Whether the data is stored in database, whether it's traveling on internet, it is backed up in a cloud. So encryption keeps the data protected. So encryption is the only as strong as the way you manage the keys. So encryption keys, if they are safe, your encryption or the data is safe. So if the keys are not protected, the encryption loses its value. And nowadays, that is the reason why all these organizations, they are combining the encryption with secure key management using solutions like hardware security module, which is HSM, and key management systems, which is also called KMS. So, our takeaway from this is basically that encryption is still the foundation of data protection, because even if the data is stolen, it remains unreadable without the right kind of a key. That's it.
That's good. So just a follow-up question on that regarding the encryption. I wanted to talk about more on the stages, right? So there could be three different stages in encryption. It's data at rest, data in transit, and data in motion. Can you also explain these different stages for us?
Yeah, of course. So a simple way to understand, once again, the data of journey. So data is basically usually in one of the three stages. So as you said that data at rest. So this is data which is stored in your database or hard disk or a cloud. So what we do, we encrypt it so that even if someone gains unauthorized access, they still can't read the information. Second, as you said, the data in transit. So this data is moving from one place to another. For example, when you're making an online payment or you're logging into your bank account. So encryption protects this data while it is traveling over the internet. So no one can intercept and read it. So when an application is or a user, when an application or a user is actively processing the data, this is the most challenging state, because the data usually needs to be decrypted for the application to work. And that is why the newer privacy enhancing technologies are becoming very important. They help protect data even while it's being processed. So in simple terms, we can say, Shada, that data is either stored, moving, or being used. To protect it properly, organization need to secure all these three stages and not any single stage.